Okay. So again, I'll be starting from first today, as we were not clear or the network was not stable in the first class which I had taken. Okay, there was something. It was a trial type of a class which I had taken in the first class for you. So leaving that, again I will be starting today from the first. Okay, from the scratch. Fine. Okay. So before going to the actual class or actual topic, let me tell you I'm new to you people, you're new to me. So it takes some or the other time me to adjust with you or you people to adjust with my explanation. So if you find any difficulty with the explanation, you can inform me whether to go fast, whether to go slow, or to make any changes with my explanation. Definitely I will take. And another one thing I want to tell you, if you have anything problem with, for example, uh, as this subject is completely theoretical type of a subject, okay, this subject is completely theoretical. No doubt here, if you see the title, that is software practices and testing, here we don't have anything to write with the program. Okay, we don't have anything to write with the program. It is a completely theoretical type of a subject. First point. And second point, like this, like software testing, similar to this subject, you are studying another one subject called as software engineering. Okay, so before going to my subject, let me tell you what is actually a difference between, okay, what is actually a difference between software engineering and my subject, that is software practices and testing. Okay, so first and the foremost point, I think you are knowing what is actually software engineering. In software engineering, you will be studying the phases of a software. Okay, you are studying phases of a software like requirement phase, design phase, coding phase. Okay, you are studying the various phases, or you will be studying the various phases. Let me tell you, or let me be clear with my subject, that is software practices and testing. This is a theory subject which deals with only one phase of software development life cycle, that is testing. That is, we will be dealing only with the testing. What is testing? What are its advantages? Different principles of a testing we will be studying. We don't have any other thing related to other types of phases, that is, it may be requirement, it may be design, or it may be coding. So I made you clear that what is actually a difference between, okay, what is actually a difference between ours, your software engineering and this subject software practices and testing. In software engineering, let me repeat again, in software engineering, you will be studying various phases of a software, whereas here you will be specifically studying only one phase, that is testing. That is testing. For example, the first class what I have taken, that was about testing of a Zoom app. So it is nothing but purely testing, only one phase testing. Then what is this practices here? Here in the subject, they have taken us, we don't have any of a programming code, we don't have any of a programming language, but they are considering some real world examples. They are considering here real world examples and telling us or explaining us how testing works or how it is done. For example, in this chapter, now you will be studying 12 examples, like real world examples only. You will not be studying a single programming language here. You will be studying in real world how actually testing takes place. So this is introduction to what now? Testing and this subject. Now, before going to practices or before going to testing, now what is actually software? I think many of you are familiar with this test software, the word called as a software. So, I think many of you are keenly, for example, in the software engineering also, you know, or you have studied what is actually a software. Okay, basically, software is nothing but what? It is a collection of a program. Okay, it is a collection of a program which does a task or which does a functionality. Tasks are nothing but what? Functionality. For example, here if you consider this itself Zoom. It is one of a software. Software is what? It is one of the application which makes or which helps us in education. What we are doing? I am taking an online class with you. That is what I am educating you people. So like here, software plays a very important role in our real life, especially now during the lockdown, and now also we have become so much digitalized that everything has become online. Everything has become online. Since this virus has come, what has happened to our life? We have become still more digitalized. We have become still more digitalized. For example, simple, some of the people who are going to what is called as the who are going to bring some of the ingredients to their house, even now they are buying online. Why? Because of this virus. So here, after since this virus has come, okay, what has happened to our life? We have become more digitalized. Yes, we have become more digitalized. This is one simple example. There are thousands of examples. If you want to give, there are thousands of examples. This is one. For example, again the communication. If you take communication, there are again various types of a software for communication. For example, if you consider email, it is actually a type of a communication. If you consider education, we are using software. For gaming purpose, we are using software. So here there are what? There is no end for a software. There is no end for software. For example, application, if you consider any application, even that is a software. Okay, even that is a software. So what happened is the trend or this software has grown such a vast that there are no limits. Okay, so here in your textbook officially they have given some of the examples of where is actually software used. For example, when you consider a workplace andre ಏನು? One office where everybody works together. It can be office, it can be a company, it can be any of the what is called institution. Okay, so here before going to that, next topic, let me ask you whether my voice is audible. Everybody, whether anything problem is there, you can just message. Whether please raise your hands, or if you have any query, you can message me. Still many are not raising your hands. Fine. Okay. Thank you. So, okay. So here basically, okay. So the first chapter of the subject is principles of testing. Okay. Principles of testing. What are the principles of testing we are going to study? Okay, there are total 11 principles. Okay, there are total 11 principles. In this 11 principles, okay, we will be taking real-time example and we will be studying one principle in the later classes. Okay, so let me tell you, in the first chapter, we will be studying principles of testing. What is actually principles of testing? There are 11 principles to be followed, or principles andre ಏನು? Guidelines. Andre, if I want testing to be successful, what are the guidelines? So what has the author given us? There are some 11 guidelines or principles to be followed for a successful testing. Okay, let me not confuse you by testing. Okay, in today's class only I will be telling about software and importance of software. In next class, I will be telling about testing and principles. Okay, so this is for chapter 1 deals with principles of testing. There are 11 principles of testing. For each one of a principle, we need to relate the real-time example. Real-time example na ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಗೂ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗರಿ. So this is what for us the syllabus in our first chapter. Okay, so coming to the next, that is, as I have told you, importance of a software. Okay, where is actually software used and what are its importance? See here, context of testing in producing a software. So here basically we have given the importance of a software. So as you know, the first statement itself says everything we use today. Okay. One second. No, can't. Whether now it's clear? No. Okay.